All right, in a very cryptic statement yesterday, Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Michael Turner, called on President Biden to declassify information regarding a national security threat without revealing the specific danger. Now, media reports indicate that Chairman Turner likely was referring to Russian advancements in developing a space-based nuclear weapon. But many in Congress find the timing of the release curious, coming just days after the Senate passed a $95 billion spending bill, primarily focused on Ukraine, and as the House was considering reforms to the government's spying authorizations. That's FISA Section 702, which allows warrantless surveillance. Joining me now to discuss this and more is Congressman Rich McCormick. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, the House Armed Services Committee, and the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. He represents the 6th Congressional District of Georgia. He is also a decorated Marine helicopter pilot and an emergency room doctor. Dr. McCormick, welcome back to Washington Watch and Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, good to be with you.
So you serve on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. You've spent time in the Middle East. You know about threats to our nation. Your reaction to yesterday's statement from Chairman Turner?
You know, one of the things that concerns me, not just what's going on with Russia in space, but just the fact that we in Congress cannot keep a doggone secret. You had a bunch of people go into a skiff, look at classified information within minutes. It was out on the internet. That bothers me more than anything. I'm a military guy. We don't allow that. We track those things down. But in Congress, there's no accountability. We know that Russia has a lot of developed programs to do us harm. There's things that weren't briefed yesterday that worry me, not just to do with outer space, but I know things that have nothing to do with things we've been briefed at all. But we know that one dirty bomb in a city could disrupt an entire American society. An EMP, which would be also very easy to design, could actually disable hospitals and businesses and disintegrate records that we need to keep track of things. There are plenty of ways to mess with us, whether it be our water system, our food source. There's a lot of ways to mess with us. I don't think we should be open on how we gather our intelligence or what we actually know. I think that's very, very dangerous to our intel community.
And I also think we've got to be careful of the non-technical aspects. I mean, I think Israel learned that after October the 7th. When Hamas invaded their country using low-tech means, just their feet walking across the border. We've got that problem. You know, I'm more concerned about our southern border than I am about Russia potentially putting something up in space, not diminishing the threat there. But we know we have a threat on our southern border.
That's a fact. And think about it. Nearly 2 million people got away. These are people that didn't want to be caught. The most nefarious type, the people who have been wearing carpet on their feet, wearing camouflage, having backpacks full of who knows what. It doesn't take much material to get into the United States for low-tech disruption of our cities. And that's why I go back to dirty bombs, EMPs, contaminants. It could be a fungus. It could be a bacteria. It could be a new virus. It could be a lot of different things to become. We know that fentanyl. It doesn't take much fentanyl. They poisoned an entire city worth of people. We lost over 100,000 people last year. When I was an ER physician last year, I lost 4 patients. I'm just one ER doctor. I lost 4 patients anywhere from 16 to 37 years old. Can't do anything about it. I mean, this is a real invasion with real consequences. And these people could mean all kinds of harm from all different countries. We need to do a better job for sure. We owe the people that.
Well, and I talked about this earlier in the program. I mean, your time in the Marine Corps as a helicopter pilot was the result of our global war on terror. And that came about because of 19 terrorists on 9/11. 19. We know that from 2021 and to the end of last year, 300 suspects, illegal aliens who were on the known terrorist list, the terrorist watch list, were detained. And how many more got across? So we know that this is a threat to our country.
The thing about it is well over 300, by the way. And those are the people that were dumb enough to get caught. Now, you talk about the smart ones. Out of that 2 million people, the ones who didn't want to get caught, 2 million got approved. If you just had 1 per 1,000, which I'm sure is higher than that, 1 per 1,000 that meant ill will towards us, you're talking about thousands upon thousands of criminals with bad intentions. And we already know we have child trafficking. We already know we have rape. We already know we have drug problems. We already know we have crime. We know we have diseases coming across the border. We have no accountability whatsoever. But these people are the ones who wanted to get away. They don't want to be accountable. They're not looking for asylum. They're people who go back and forth, transmitting all kinds of bad things to the United States. And that is a massive massive scale problem that the president has not addressed in one iota.
So, final question for you, 30 seconds left. Congress comes back at the end of the month. We've got just a few days before the current funding for the federal government ends. Will we see a line drawn in the sand and have that fight over the border?
I think so. The speaker has basically promised that. I think there's plenty of us that have made that our line in the sand because America wants it. It's not just a Republican issue. It is a bipartisan issue that we have a safe, secure border. That is our constitutional responsibility to protect the people. And I think we will draw the line in the sand.
Congressman Rich McCormick, always great to see you, and appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Always a pleasure. God bless you.
All right.